Thanks for joining us for this midweek press event as we discuss the county's progress in reopening, all while keeping our citizens safe. Mayor Demings will discuss PPE efforts, our partnership with Walmart, and the work of the Economic Recovery Task Force and additional comments. Mayor Buddy Dyer is also here to discuss activity in the city of Orlando. Dr. Yolanda Martinez, the Health Services Director for Orange County, and Dr. Raul Pino from the Florida Department of Health here in Orange County have information on testing sites and how we are doing in our efforts in reducing our risk. We start with Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings. Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Williamson, and thank you to all of our participants here this afternoon. Thank you for being here. We have quite a few items to go over this afternoon, but let me just start with giving you an update on just how well the distribution of our PPE has gone to our small business community. We started distributing the 1 million masks and 200,000 bottles of hand sanitizer on Monday. And as of today, we have now distributed approximately 750,000 masks within the community and 100,000 bottles of the hand sanitizer to our small businesses. And that has gone overwhelmingly well for us here within the community. So well, I want to introduce you to one of our small business owners who has been a recipient of some of the items, and his name is Ian Russell, who is the owner of Smoke and Donuts, which is a barbecue and donut food truck. You know, as a former law enforcement officer, I don't eat donuts, but at least not publicly. But they are two of my favorite foods, and Ian has been running his business for 4 years and has 11 employees. I might note here that Ian is a graduate of the CIA, and this CIA stands for the Culinary Institute of America. And so, Ian, come on up and be recognized. His wife, Juliana, is here as well. And just come up. We'll do a.
There you go.
We're proud of Ian and what he has accomplished with his business. In some small way, hopefully, what we have done here is to have been of benefit to you. Our goal is to benefit our businesses so that you can get reopened and be successful in your endeavors. So, is there anything you'd like to say?
Thank you. I mean, small benefit, no, huge benefit, actually. The announcement that we were going to be able to put our hands on some PPE, free PPE, came at a really good time for us. We were running low on our own supplies. And the amount that we got was fantastic. Honestly, I think it saved us somewhere around $300, compared to what we were paying, purchasing it through local distributors and purveyors. So it came in at amazing times. Thank you, Orange County, for making it easy on us. It was super, super easy, too. I mean, I literally drove in. I think it took me about 35 seconds to drive through a line, have someone put a bag in my passenger side window, and send me on my way with PPE. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian, for being here and taking time away from your business to just share a little bit about your experience with the rest of the residents and small business owners in Orange County. I want to remind everyone that right now PPE distribution will continue through Friday of this week. There are still plenty of times available for pickup. You can make an appointment by going to ocfl.net/PPE for more information. Now let me just kind of go to where we are today with the virus in Orange County. There are 1,553 cases of the coronavirus, which is an increase of 16 cases from just yesterday. 36 of our residents have lost their lives to this disease. We had one additional death, and I know that Dr. Pino will share as much information as he can with you about that. So we're not quite yet where we want to be. Our goal is to get to the point where we have 0 new cases in Orange County, and we're not there. So we will continue. Orange County has now administered over 39,000, in fact, just under 40,000 coronavirus tests with a positivity rate of 3.9%. The rate continues to drop, but we still see new cases. As Orange County continues to provide free COVID-19 testing at various locations across the county, we are partnering with Walmart and Quest Diagnostics to open additional drive-through testing sites. On Friday, May 15th, 2 drive-through testing sites will open in the Walmart parking lots located at 8101 South John Young Parkway and 11,250 East Colonial Drive in Orlando. They will be open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and there's no out-of-pocket cost to individuals who want to take the test. Appointments are required, and you can make one by going to the website at myquestcovidtest.com. That's myquestcovidtest.com. Test results will take an average of 2 days after collection. Additionally, Orange County Health Services is offering free COVID-19 testings next week at the Riverside Elementary School in Orlando, and Dr. Yolanda Martinez will have more on that in just a moment. The expansion of testing is important to helping us combat the COVID-19 virus and helps with our reopening here within the community. So let me just say again, thank you to Walmart and to Quest Diagnostics for your help in bringing testing to Orange County, additional testing to Orange County. The Economic Recovery Task Force has been meeting. I just concluded a meeting with the task force just a few minutes ago. There are several recommendations they have put forth by this week. Beginning today, we are placing a consumer confidence survey on our website. Our goal is to gather data from our residents about how comfortable they are going into shops and to restaurants. So again, you can go to our website for a survey. We're asking all of our residents who can to take the survey and give us some feedback that we will use in making decisions going forward about reopening Orange County during the pandemic and how that will follow. So again, the website can be found at ocfl.net/consumer survey, ocfl.net/consumer survey. And finally, I want to remind everyone that there will be a faith-based town hall meeting Thursday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. That's tomorrow, a town hall meeting involving our religious leaders and houses of worship. The title of the town hall will be Diverse Conversations and Perspectives. So we hope to see many of our clergy join us on that. The Interfaith Council of Central Florida and the African American Council of Christian Clergy will assist with the town hall. Again, it can be viewed live on Orange TV. And with that, I'm going to ask Mayor Dyer to come forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Demings, and good afternoon. As we continue to fight against COVID-19, it's important to remember who we're fighting for. We're still working to stop the spread, to protect our families, our neighbors, ourselves, and every person who calls Orlando home. At the same time, each person in our community needs to recognize that there are others who are battling this virus for each of us, that there are others who are being diligent, practicing physical distancing, and wearing face coverings when they go to places like the grocery store. They've changed their behavior not only for themselves, but for the people in our city that they know and for the people that they don't know. These actions show the strength of our community, how we look out for one another and support each other. These actions continue to keep us on a responsible path together. Thank you, our residents, our business owners, everyone. Your dedication and diligence to continuing the fight continues to make a difference every single day. As a city government, we continue to work on efforts to keep our communities safe during this pandemic and have made incredibly tough decisions, including for the first time in the event's 42-year history to host a virtual fireworks at the fountain instead of a regular live one at Lake Eula Park on July 4th. This is not something that we wanted to do. We did not take this decision lightly. But when you look at the data, the fact is the virus is still here. When you look at the federal guidelines, you know that hosting an event that has dense crowds of up to 150,000 people, that it's just not safe to do that right now, period. Public safety has to be our chief concern and was the chief concern in making this difficult decision. And while we're disappointed, we feel it is the right and responsible thing to do. It is important, though, that even though we can't gather together to celebrate July 4th, that we provide a way to celebrate our country, our local heroes, including veterans who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, as well as our first responders, our hospital personnel, frontline employees who have kept our community moving during the pandemic. So we're excited, together with our partners at News 6, to host a special television event that will feature a virtual fireworks extravaganza for viewers, complete with music from our Orlando concert band. We'll be sharing more information on the virtual event on our website, orlando.gov/fireworks for more information. And when it is safe, we will celebrate. There's no way to know when that will be exactly, but we will gather together again in person to thank our community for all that you've done to keep our city safe in this pandemic, as well as what we've done to continue on the path to recovery. And lastly, I want to remind everyone about our testing sites in the city. They're rotating in Orlando neighborhoods on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 1. You don't have to have any symptom criteria at these test sites. All you need is an Orlando or Orange County ID and to be 18 years or older. To sign up, go to visit or go to orlando.gov/COVID-19 testing. Our Englewood Neighborhood Center opens tomorrow. There is limited availability, but there still are appointments available there. Next Tuesday, the 19th, will be at the Northwest Community Center. The following week, we have 2 additional mobile testing sites, North Lake Park Community School on Thursday, May 21st, and the Smith Neighborhood Center on Tuesday, May 26th. More details and appointments will be open on Monday. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Martinez.
Thank you very much, Mayor, and good afternoon to everybody. I just wanted to give a brief update on where we are with the testing sites that Orange County government has implemented. Legacy Middle School closed yesterday, and we completed over 1,000 tests there. We had a very good turnout in those 4 days. Since we last spoke on Monday, we have completed 719 tests between the 2 sites. As you might remember, we were operating 2 sites simultaneously. What we've done starting this week is that we're going to turn down to 1 site to make sure that as the opening continues, the staff that have been helping from the various departments, mosquito control, given that we're going into the mosquito season right now, have the opportunity to go back and do the jobs of serving the community in their other capacities, animal services, et cetera. So today we started operating, was it today or no? The Lakemont has been there for 3 days now, and we have a total of 670 cases, or 670 tests that were completed there. As far as cases, we're still where we were on Monday. We haven't received any new results from the lab. And next week, as the mayor mentioned, we'll be at Riverside Elementary Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you need to make an appointment, the appointments are still available. You need to go to ocfl.net/Riverside Elementary. Or if you need assistance with English because you only speak Spanish or another language, please call 311 and they'll be happy to make the appointment for you there. What we created today was a bit of an overview so you can see the numbers. I know we call the numbers out really fast, so hopefully some of those charts are up there. So you can see, and it gives you a bit of an idea of the appointments that were made versus the number of tests completed. For some sites, we over-exceeded that, and that was the Ventura side. We had more residents. And keep in mind that when we see residents from Ventura, we're not just limiting to 32822, but to a variety. So as you go through the other slides, you will see. And then Lakemont, we're still there. The number for today, or is 670 for the 3 days, and I sent the PowerPoint before I had an opportunity to update it when the team closed the site. So the next slide sort of gives you an idea which have been most of the zip codes that have requested testing, primarily 32822, and we know 32822 is the number one in the heat map, the heat zone with most of the cases, followed by 32789 and 32792. So those are the three zip codes, although we continue to serve most of them. The next slide gives you an idea. What we wanted to do is look at a little bit of quality so that we can improve quality as we go through the process. It's very important that we provide the test, but providing the test is human beings doing it, serving human beings, so we wanted to make sure that we were learning a little bit from the experience themselves. So we see that the majority of the people that came through testing saw it through television, so that gives the merit to the fact that the mayor has been doing, both mayors have been doing their press conferences and keeping the public informed about the testing and what is going on in the community. And the last three slides, I'll just share them. We don't have to read them all. But again, assessing and improving is an important component of what we do at the county, looking at customer service and how we're doing the roles that we're doing. And what I wanted to do is share a little bit of the face of the community that is coming to us, because we talk about the test, we talk about the numbers, but again, the human side on this side and the human side on the other side, the people that are receiving the test. And this is very heartwarming. It's important for the staff that are out there also doing the test, and I'll just read a couple of them. I felt it was incredibly well planned and thought out. All of the medical staff and the workers were very friendly and extremely professional through the entire process, which meant a very quickly and smoothly. As far as I'm concerned, this was a flawless, absolute seamless experience. It was perfect. So we're very happy about that. And nothing was difficult. In the last comment that you see there is nothing better than getting an A+ in a school. So we were very happy about that. And then appointment making process, again, very good comments. The team has worked tremendously hard to make this a seamless process for our community. We know that the community was going through a very hard time, and this was also been encouraged by the mayor to make sure that we made this process as seamless and as easy as possible for the community, just as the component of the PPE. Helping the residents is what we want to do. So the appointment process, everything was very well organized, a breeze right through the whole process. God bless, and we take all the blessings that we can. And best government run I've ever experienced. So those are very heartwarming comments. Thank you very much. On the next slide that looks at the medical staff and the workers. Thank you so much to all that supported. Glad to have gotten the test done. Excellent, kind, clear, and consistent instructions. Wonderful car side manner. That's important. Every person we interacted with was knowledgeable, patient, kind, professional, 100%. So I wanted to share those comments, not to glorify us, but to glorify or share a little bit about the staff that are out there doing the testing and wanting to work for the community. With that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Pino.
Good afternoon, and congratulations on those comments, because when the community say that, they mean it, when they take the time to say that. So as the mayor mentioned, we have 1,553 cases today for an overall 3.9% positivity rate. I also want to call the attention to the slide on the back. They're going to put it up. While they put it up, also we have calculated that the recovery rate up to today is 89. That number will change if you go to the middle of the page. And also we have an additional fatality. I thought I'd pray with that family, 80-year-old female Hispanic with a pre-existing condition who died on the 11th. I wanted to call your attention. Those are the 14 days, the 14 last day of testing. This may not be significant at all, but yesterday we got a 3.6. Is the highest percentage rate that we got since April 30th. Now, isolated by itself, it means nothing, because we also did a very low number of tests compared to many prior days where we are over 1,000. But it's the first day that we see a little trickling in the data, and we will continue to observe it. Again, by itself is mean absolutely nothing. It should have to be a consistent pattern, and it's not far-fetched from the 3.4 that we have prior. But I want to provide you with that information. We continue with a round of testing, and we will continue next week. We have not announced the sites because we are expecting confirmation in 2 of the schools that we're planning to be, but as soon as we have that, we will do a press release on that information. Yesterday, at Olympia High School, we did 345 tests, and today at Camping World, we did 314. Tomorrow, we will be at Evans High School. We have 269 appointments. We have a space for more than 200 appointments. And on Friday, we have Prairie Lake Elementary School. We only have 95 appointments so far, and we have capacity for about 500. So if you please want to be tested, those are the sites. Please call 407-723-5004 to make an appointment. We also, taking in consideration that the schools have been closed and some of the parents are home, we would like to start getting our kids ready for back to school next year when the school reopened. And we want to remind our community that some immunizations are mandated to be in school. So this is a time to go to your pediatrician or to come to us for vaccination and updates. With that in mind, we are going to open 2 vaccination sites, one in the Alafaya Trail area and another one are building here in downtown to provide vaccines for 7th graders. So you are going to receive, if your son or your child is in 7th grade and needs vaccination, you are going to receive an email from the public school tonight saying that your child immunization needs to be updated. Our first choice should be to go to your primary provider. Vaccines in Florida are free. The second choice is to call a number, 407-723-5004, and press number 2, and you will be able to make an appointment for any of those 2 sites. And those will be open for the future, probably as long as the schools remain closed. We would like, again, to provide vaccination to 7th graders. Why 7th graders? Because they only need 1 vaccine, normally. There will be kids that are coming new into the system or other that has coming new into the country that may need more than that. But for the most part, there are 17,000 kids that are going into 7th grade this year. 11,000 of those kids need vaccinations to be updated. Please do that. Thank you. Now, Mayor.
Okay, do you have any questions of any of our speakers this afternoon?
Ball with News 6. This is probably for Mayor Dyer and Mayor Demings, if you don't mind. Governor DeSantis came out today talking about how he wants to see sports come back, specifically named Orlando and the MLS. Was wondering if you guys have any comment about or can talk about any discussions you may have had with MLS or any sports franchises about that.
Both the NBA and the MLS and maybe even Major League Baseball for Florida are looking at continuing or opening their seasons playing without fans and bringing either the entire league to a single location or half of the league to a single location and another half somewhere else. So I know Orlando is under consideration to be one of those sites. They would test their players before they bring them here, and then quarantine them, and then isolate them so that they're only interacting with the other players and the coaches. So at this point, there's not been any discussion about how they would bring back fans to any of this thing. So that's still in the discussion stage.
Buenas tardes, Félix Pirela de Telemundo. Con relación a esa misma pregunta, quisiéramos saber la opinión del doctor Pino. Hoy el gobernador DeSantis le daba la bienvenida al fútbol, a la MLS, a jugar acá en Orlando, y hay otras disciplinas como el béisbol de las grandes ligas y la NBA que están considerando jugar acá en la ciudad de Orlando. Su opinión, ¿esto sería positivo? ¿Estaríamos listos para esto?
Not for public assembly. Playing, that's different. The team, the Orlando Magic, did request from us, and I will answer in Spanish. I didn't switch. The team did request from us a certification that we will have the capacity to do the testing without affecting the testing that we are doing in the community, which we provide. So on that, they made that criteria. There has not been talk yet about open public spaces for sporting events, but there have been talk about doing sporting events, and other countries have done it without audience, and that's possible. La pregunta fue, la respuesta a la pregunta es que el equipo de básquetbol, Orlando Magic, sí nos pidió una certificación que era requerida por la asociación para ellos poder iniciar el proceso del entrenamiento, de que nosotros teníamos la capacidad de proveer testing, pruebas para todos sus jugadores, lo cual nosotros tenemos, sin afectar a la comunidad. Con respecto a la otra pregunta, si estamos en el momento de hacer eventos en vivo con miles de personas, no es el momento todavía.
Lauren Seabrook, Channel 9. Actually, Dr. Pino, if you want to come back. It's kind of a two-part question for you and for Mayor Demings as well. Lauren Seabrook, Channel 9. I'm not sure if I said that. You talk about a slight uptick, not too much that seems like you're concerned about it. At what point, I know you keep saying later in the week, at what point will you kind of make a call on if we are seeing any kind of an uptick that's directly, an effect of that reopening? And then for Mayor Demings, at some point, do you think if we are continuing to do well, in regards to what some of your task force members have said, would you possibly go to the governor and ask if Orange County could start phase 2 sooner if Orange County is doing everything right?
So I'm not concerned about that little blip. That had happened through the pandemic, and it happens all the time. And besides the curve, the epic curve that everyone talks about, we also have a daily curve. We follow that daily. So it's just an observation for you guys to know, and the community to know that we are observant, that we are vigilant, that we are looking for every single number. This is the first things that I do every morning when I get up, is open the computer to look at the numbers and see how the pandemic is performing. I'm not concerned. When we will be concerned? So there is not a playbook for this, but I believe that if we see 3 days uptakes and every day, consecutive day, is higher than the prior day, then I would be concerned that something is happening. If it fluctuates a little bit, that's part of the dynamics. And it's more a fact of testing than the pandemic itself. It's how many tests you took that day, how many people, and that can fluctuate. Also, keep in mind that I believe a lab was having issues reporting some cases. So it could be we are watching to that too and see how many of those cases are from prior days of testing that were not reported. So there's a lot to dig in, but no concern.
Okay, and I'll respond to the second half of the question. I don't know when the governor is going to announce that we'll go from phase 1 to phase 2, but given some of the dialogue that I've heard from the healthcare community, once you go into a new phase of reopening, it takes 2 to 3 weeks of gathering data that you should use in making your decision to go to the next phase. We're in the second week of phase 1, so it is likely that the governor will make an announcement sometime soon about when we would go to phase 2. I believe that the data for the entire state of Florida, the governor is very acutely aware of the data across the state, and so therefore I believe he will likely make an announcement soon about what phase 2 will mean, what it looks like, how it will be defined, and what specific guidelines will be included in that phase, as well as the additional businesses that will be allowed to reopen. If these numbers continue to increase, then perhaps they may prolong going to phase 2. So only the future really tells. In terms of the advocacy, my advocacy for the reopening, it is always based upon can we do it safely. That's the guiding principle for me. And you've heard me say that our goal is to get to the point where we have 0 new cases, and we're not there yet. So I will look to our medical experts and what they tell me in the coming days. And more than likely, we are looking at least another week, I think, in phase 1 before we go to phase 2. And then how long will phase 2 last, what phase 2 will look like, a lot of uncertainty there. I received a number of requests today from, I'm going to say, small amusement parks, small theme parks here within our community that desire to reopen. They believe that they have some protocols that they could put in place to follow the CDC guidelines to make it safe for their patrons. We haven't had a chance to really look at what they are recommending, but the Economic Recovery Task Force that we have put in place was put in place for that precise purpose. It can't just be an emotional argument based upon the economics of this conversation. It has to be balanced with the healthcare data as well.
Hi, Justin Soto with Channel 13. I have 2 questions for Dr. Pino. The first one's about Universal City Walk reopening tomorrow at a limited capacity. As these bigger venues begin to reopen in our area, do you guys monitor, per se, if there's any sort of trends with cases going up as these bigger venues reopen? And do they come to you guys for advice on how to properly reopen to make sure that everyone can be as safe as possible?
So they don't have to come to us, but Universal did. And we did visit the place this morning, and they explained to us what steps are they taking. They have really thought out the process. We went there also to learn. That's a dynamic that we don't know much about it, meaning parks and large attractions. We came to realize the large number of surfaces that people will come in touch with. Handrails, especially in those winding lines that we have for the rides. And so there is some work to do, but they have thought out the process. They are providing less interaction with the public. And for the restaurants that they are going to open at 25% outside seating. As was advised, hand sanitizer will be available. And the park is also considering having some kind of monitors, they haven't decided what name to use, to also walk around the public and remind the public through their experience of the need for social distancing, masking, face covering, hand sanitizer, and washing your hands. They also have placed a lot of signs in the area signaling when the bathrooms are, physically and visually, so that people can go and wash their hands. So they are thinking about it. Menus are disposable. People can take it with them. So they are doing a lot. The question is it going to be enough? And it all depends on the volume and how people behave. And our community has responded very well to our call to implement these measures. Now, keep in mind also that many of the future users of the parks later are not going to be from the area. So we also have to find a way, meaning we, the people in Orlando, to standardize the approach for all the parks, because the experience is not only one. People jump from park to park during the 5-6 days they are with us. So how can we standardize the signage? How can we standardize the procedures so that as they experience, they get used to the process, through the process itself, and not that they have to learn every time that they go to a different venue that owns by a different brand.
William Díaz, más 100.7 FM. Doctor Pino, doctor Martínez, me han llegado repetidas informaciones sobre el uso excesivo de las máscaras. Ponen a respirar tu propio carbono y puede ser dañino para la salud. ¿Qué recomendación, qué podrían señalar a ese respecto particularmente para nuestra audiencia de la comunidad hispana.
No tuviéramos cirujanos en este país. Se pasan el día con una máscara puesta. No creo que tenga significado. No estoy informado de ningún estudio que... ¿Los tiene usted?
Al final.
Sí, no estoy informado de ningún estudio serio que diga que las máscaras incrementan el volumen de monóxido de carbono en la sangre, pero no creo que tenga significado. Las máscaras están abiertas, el aire fluye. The question was, is there any concern about the use of masks and increased amount of carbon monoxide from your own breathing? The answer was, well, we probably wouldn't have any surgeons if that was the case. But I have not read any articles that do point in that direction, but the gentleman did offer me that he's going to send me some articles to read about it. The reality is most of the masks are filters, are paper, and they do allow for the breathing to happen. Also, it happens through the size. But I would love to read the article, but I'm not aware that that's the case.
Next question comes in from Alexa Lorenzo at WFTV. This is for you, Dr. Pino. The CDC is preparing to alert doctors to watch for dangerous inflammatory syndrome in children that could be linked to coronavirus. Do you have any insight on this syndrome? And have you seen any of this here in Central Florida?
No, the answer to both questions is no. It's too early. There is some correlation, seems to believe that is some correlation with this inflammatory disease and COVID-19. It's very similar, I understand, to Kawasaki disease. That's also an inflammatory disease in children that happen mostly in Asia, but we have seen cases around the world. So we're learning. I mean, this is a new disease. But it looks like the virus is pointing to a direction that the effects on the body are greater than we initially thought. It may not be just a respiratory disease, upper respiratory, but it may induce some immune response from the body to serious immune response.
Okay, if there are no other questions, then we'll conclude this portion of the press event, and we will move to a Spanish version. And I'm going to ask Celia Torres, my special assistant, to come forward, and then Commissioners Gomez-Cordero. Talking a little bit about our PPE distribution.
Buenas tardes, gracias por acompañarnos en la tarde de hoy. Quiero hablarles un poco sobre nuestra distribución de equipo de protección personal.
In the past few days, we have distributed PPE through 6 different sites within Orange County.
En los pasados días hemos distribuido equipo de protección personal a través de 6 centros de distribución a través del condado de Orange.
We have distributed 750,000 face masks and nearly 100,000 bottles of hand sanitizer to some 4,500 different business owners, either self-employed or those who run small businesses.
Hemos repartido 750,000 mascarillas reusables y 100,000 botellas de desinfectante de manos a un total de 4,500 individuos que trabajan por cuenta propia o son dueños de pequeños negocios.
An additional 2,500 individual small businesses have registered to receive PPE for the remainder of this week.
La cantidad de 2.500 negocios pequeños adicionales se han registrado para recibir equipo de protección personal en lo que resta de la semana.
And we have one of the recipients of the PPE, a small business owner who has joined us this afternoon. His name is Ian Russell, who is the owner of Smoke and Donuts, which is a barbecue and donut food truck.
Uno de los recipientes del equipo de protección personal, Ian Russell, dueño de Smoke and Donuts, nos acompaña en la tarde de hoy.
I'm going to ask Ian to come forward and just share a few words with you very quickly about his experience in going through the process.
Le pedimos a Ian que nos acompañe y comparte unas palabras sobre el proceso.
Hello. The process was easy, super duper easy. We applied online. I was able to book an appointment at 9:30 in the morning. Guy showed up, honestly, at 9:28, and it was probably 9:29 by the time I had driven through the line and was on my way home again. Literally, I rolled down my passenger window. Someone dropped a bag in my... It's okay. Sorry, go slower. So sorry.
Ian comparte que el proceso fue muy fácil, que hizo la cita, entiendo que la tenía para las 9:30, llegó a las 9:28 y a las 9:29, en menos de un minuto, había pasado por la fila y había recibido su paquete de equipo de protección personal por la ventana del pasajero de su vehículo.
The very first time someone has ever translated for me, I apologize. Anyways, it took a minute and a half. It was fantastic. It saved us a lot of effort and put some PPE in our hands for myself and my employees that we weren't able to get our hands on. So thank you very much.
Ian comenta que él es, I'm like blanking on the word, los ayudó en el proceso de los esfuerzos para ellos de procurar equipo de protección personal para ellos y para sus empleados.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Mayor.
Muchas gracias, Ian. Let me give you an idea about where we are here within Orange County in terms of the number of cases.
Quiero informarles en cómo está el condado en términos de nuevos casos.
We have 1,553 cases of coronavirus, which is an increase of just 16 from yesterday.
En el condado tenemos 1.553 casos, lo que representa un aumento de 16 casos sobre el día de ayer martes.
And sadly, we have to report that we have one additional death here within Orange County. We're now up to 36 individuals who have died as a result of the disease.
Con mucho pesar, reportamos una muerte adicional. Ahora tenemos un total de 36 personas que han fallecido a causa de esta enfermedad.
And we'll have Dr. Pino from the Department of Health talk to you in just a moment about that.
El doctor Pino nos acompañará en unos momentos para hablar sobre esta información.
Orange County now has just under 40,000 positive tests with a positivity rate of 3.9%.
En el condado de Orange tenemos un poco menos de 40,000 pruebas realizadas en el condado y una tasa de positividad de 3.9%.
While the rate is low, we wanted to get to zero.
A pesar de que la tasa es baja, nuestra meta es llegar a cero.
As Orange County continues to provide free COVID-19 testing at various locations across the county, we are partnering with Walmart and Quest Diagnostics to open additional drive-through testing sites.
A medida que Orange County continúa ofreciendo pruebas gratuitas de COVID-19 a través del condado, hemos colaborado con Walmart y Quest Diagnostics para abrir nuevos centros de pruebas estilo autoservicio.
On Friday of this week, 2 additional testing sites will open in the Walmart parking lots located at 8101 South Junyoung Parkway, 8101 South Junyoung Parkway, and 11,250 East Colonial Drive in Orlando.
Este viernes se abrirán 2 nuevos centros en los lotes de estacionamiento de los Walmarts ubicados en el 8101 South Young Parkway y en el 11250 East Colonial Drive.
These locations will open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and there will be no out-of-pocket expenses to the individuals.
Estos centros operarán el lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 de la mañana a 9 de la mañana y no tendrán costo alguno para los individuos.
Appointments are required by going to myquestcovidtest.com, myquestcovidtest.com.
Requiere que usted coordine una cita y puede obtener la misma visitando la página web www.myquestcovidtest.com.
Dr. Yolanda Martinez will have more information about additional testing sites in just a moment.
La doctora Martínez nos brindará información adicional sobre otros centros de pruebas disponibles en unos momentos.
Just a short time ago, the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force concluded a meeting.
Hace algunos minutos, el Grupo de Recuperación Económica concluyó una reunión.
The task force made several different recommendations, which we are reviewing. But beginning today, we are placing a consumer confidence survey on our website. Our goal is to gather data from our residents about how comfortable they feel going into shops and restaurants.
El grupo de trabajo hizo varias recomendaciones, entre ellas, a partir de hoy añadiremos una encuesta a nuestra página web sobre la confianza del consumidor. La meta es recolectar datos de nuestros residentes sobre sus niveles de confianza para visitar tiendas y restaurantes.
You will be able to access the survey by going to ocfl.net/consumer survey.
Puede acceder a la encuesta visitando la página web ocfl.net/consumer survey.
We will use the survey results to make decisions going forward about the reopening of Orange County.
Utilizaremos la información recolectada y compartida por nuestros residentes para ayudarnos en la toma de decisiones futuras.
And finally, I want to remind you that we will be doing a faith-based town hall meeting tomorrow between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. The town hall is titled Reopening Houses of Worship, Diverse Conversations and Perspectives. And it will be streamed live on Orange TV and various other platforms.
De paso, queremos recordarle que mañana jueves, en horario de 2 a 3 de la tarde, celebraremos una asamblea virtual con líderes de comunidades de base de fe. El tema de la asamblea es reaperturas de las casas de adoración, conversaciones y perspectivas diversas. La asamblea será transmitido a través de Orange TV y a través de las diferentes plataformas nuestras.
And we invite the members of our clergy to join us for the town hall meeting. More information will be published on our social media websites as well.
Invitamos a los líderes de comunidades de base de fe a que nos acompañen y a que consulten la información disponible en nuestras redes sociales.
Okay, and I'm going to turn it over this time to Dr. Martinez, and then Dr. Martinez will be followed by Dr. Pino, and then we'll go to our commissioners.
Gracias, alcalde Demings. Buenas tardes a todos. Para darle un pequeño resumen acerca de las pruebas que se han estado realizando en los centros del condado Orange. Ayer cerramos en Legacy Middle School con un total de 1,081 pruebas completas. Fueron 4 días bastante exitosos y hoy estamos todavía en Lakemont y mañana estaremos nuevamente en Lakemont Elementary School recopilando pruebas. Desde la última vez que hablamos, el condado ha concluido o completado, 719 pruebas a los residentes. Hasta ahora no hemos recibido ninguna otra información acerca del resultado de las pruebas. De lo que comenté el lunes, tenemos un total de 1.850 pruebas completadas con 25 positivos, lo que se resulta en 1.4% de positividad en la población. La semana que viene vamos a estar en Riverside Elementary School, así que lo exhortamos a que se registren si todavía están interesados en recibir pruebas. Vamos a estar ahí el martes, miércoles y jueves, y puede hacer su cita a través de ocfl.net /Riverside Elementary. Y lo que había comentado anteriormente con el grupo era acerca de la percepción que han tenido la población acerca de las pruebas que hemos estado dando a través del condado Orange y el aspecto positivo que les ha resultado a ellos. Hemos estado recopilando surveys después de las citas para aprender un poquito acerca del proceso de calidad y cómo mejorar ese proceso, cómo proveer mejor servicio al consumidor. Y algunas de las respuestas que ellos nos han dado es que han estado muy satisfechos acerca de los lugares donde han ido, que ha sido muy rápido, muy profesional. Tanto la posibilidad de hacer la cita ha sido muy fácil para ellos, tanto como ir también al lugar y hacerse la prueba. El personal ha sido muy responsable, le han provisto la información necesaria y le han dado un servicio muy amable. Así que eso nos da mucha satisfacción saber que estamos sirviendo a la comunidad hispana y a la comunidad en general con el trabajo que estamos haciendo a través de los centros de prueba. Gracias. El doctor Pino.
Buenas tardes, mi gente. Como el alcalde dijo, tenemos 1.553 casos en el condado. El retorno de positivos, el porciento de positivos está en 3.9. Para recordarles, el lunes cuando conversábamos con ustedes, estábamos en 4.5, continúa decreciendo, aunque hubo un pequeño aumento ayer, pero no nos preocupa y no es significativo. Llegó a 3.6, lo más alto que había llegado en los 14 últimos días fue 3.4, pero no es algo que nos preocupe, lo estamos observando, lo estamos monitoreando y estaremos, para el fin de semana podremos saber si algo está sucediendo. Se han recuperado, el 89% de todos los casos se han recuperado y desafortunadamente el día 11 tuvimos una muerte, es una señora latina de 80 años que tenía una historia de enfermedades crónicas. Nuestras oraciones con su familia. También continuamos haciendo las pruebas en los lugares móviles. Ayer estuvimos en Olympia High School, ahí hicimos 345 casos, pruebas. Hoy estuvimos en Camping World, ahí hicimos 314. Mañana estaremos en Evans High School, nada más tenemos 269 citas, tenemos espacio para 250 más. Y el viernes estaremos en Prairie Elementary School, nada más tenemos 95, tenemos espacio para casi 400. Le pedimos a los residentes, por favor, que se hagan la prueba y si están indocumentados, recuerden que nosotros no pedimos información y no compartimos información con ninguna otra autoridad del Estado o del gobierno federal. La ley no los prohíbe. Si quieren hacerse la prueba, llamen al 407-723-5004 y allí le darán una cita. Les quiero recordar de nuevo, no necesitan seguro, no necesitan presentar licencia, solamente tenemos que comprobar que usted es la persona que dijo que se venía a hacer la prueba y simplemente con eso basta y los resultados se los coge usted mismo en su teléfono. También quisiera pedirle a nuestra gente que las escuelas, aunque están cerradas, van a recomenzar en algún momento y muchos de nuestros niños necesitan vacunarse. Por eso el condado, el Departamento de Salud del condado ha decidido abrir 2 clínicas para inmunizar a partir del lunes a todos nuestros niños que van a pasar para el grado 7. Los niños que van de 6 para 7, del 6º para el 7º grado, necesitan una dosis de Tdap Es una vacuna que protege contra 3 enfermedades y esta es una dosis de refuerzo que se les da cuando van a entrar en la adolescencia. Es importante que esta vacuna se ponga. Los niños no pueden entrar a la escuela, no los dejan entrar sin esa vacuna. Si usted es nuevo al condado o si usted es nuevo al país, vino de Venezuela, Brasil, Cuba, incluso de Puerto Rico, es importante que su niño tenga todas las vacunas antes de ir a la escuela. Para hacer una cita con nosotros, tenemos un sitio aquí en el downtown y el otro en el east side del town. El 407-723-5004, el mismo número de las citas. Usted presiona el número 2 y le va a una cita para vacunar a su niño. De nuevo, es súper importante. Ustedes van a recibir un correo hoy. Si su niño necesita vacuna, el Departamento de Escuelas del Condado le mandará un correo hoy. Hay 11,000 niños que necesitan esa vacuna. Alcalde.
Gracias. Commissioner Mara Uribe and Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero.
Buenas tardes, mi gente. Gracias, alcalde, y gracias a todos. Yo tengo que darle gracias por el pueblo hispano, por todos los esfuerzos que estamos haciendo para servirle y todo lo que está haciendo el condado y el alcalde. No puedo irme sin darle las gracias por estos servicios, darle las gracias a Ilia por la interpretación, que ya la hace muy bien, la traducción, y exhortándoles otra vez, mi gente bella y preciosa, por favor, usen máscaras, usen guantes, cuídense, porque estos números no queremos que sigan subiendo. Sabe que estamos a su servicio, Dios me los bendiga y hasta la próxima.
Y muchas gracias otra vez. Estamos hablando de las máscaras y la distancia de la parte social. Le digo a mi gente también, si nos tiene que salir, por favor no salgan. De verdad estamos viendo todavía los casos positivos y la única manera que nos vamos a cuidar es usando las máscaras y de verdad manteniendo la distancia de las personas que están con ustedes o están en un área pública. Todavía le pedimos eso y el esfuerzo del condado y todos aquí para transmitir esta información en español. Muchísimas gracias. Gracias.
My Spanish is getting better. At this point, we will go to questions. Any questions that you may have?
La última pregunta para el doctor Pino. ¿Nos puede dar la versión en español de las recomendaciones que dio para las personas que vayan a visitar mañana con la apertura del City Walk en Universal?
Sí, nos habían preguntado en inglés que cuál era la situación con City Walk que va a abrir mañana y si ellos si necesitaban nuestra autorización para abrir. No la necesitan. Pero ellos fueron muy corteses y nos invitaron hoy a visitarlos. Fuimos en la mañana, estuvimos allí como 1 hora y nos enseñaron las diferentes cosas, las diferentes medidas que han tomado. Y son bien interesantes y aprendimos con algunos de ellos y también les dimos algunas ideas. Lo que nos preocupa con esto y con los parques en general es la cantidad de superficie en que la gente tiene que tocar cosas. Por eso es importante, ellos están teniendo hand sanitizer para limpiarse las manos en todos los lugares y los restaurantes van a abrir solamente en la parte exterior con el 25% de las personas. Los menús son desechables, la gente se los puede llevar, de que no regresa adentro del restaurante. Y también han puesto señales para los baños, para que la gente se pueda lavar las manos. Van a monitorear la temperatura de todas las personas que entran y van a tener servicios médicos en caso que alguien dé la temperatura alterada. Yo creo que han tomado todas las medidas. También van a tener monitores, llamarlo de alguna manera, no han decidido un nombre, que van a caminar en el parque y con las personas y recordarle a las personas que mantengan la distancia, que se pongan la máscara, que se laven las manos si están haciendo algo inadecuado. Queremos que la gente se divierta, queremos que la gente la pase bien, pero que esté segura también. Y ese es el balance que tenemos que lograr.
Okay, if there are no other questions, then this will conclude our press event for today. And let me just say thank you to our sign translator and interpreter that is here today. He always does a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
En español, damos gracias especiales a nuestro intérprete de lenguaje de señas por su labor. Siempre hace un trabajo fantástico.
And Jill.